Let it begin.
And that you see in front of you is Mushroomhead.
1/4 of, anyway,
Yeah, a
right?
couple of us.
How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
Sweet. First question we got for you today is how did you come up with the name Mushroomhead?
Boy, how did we come up with the name? You know, it was one of those names that we had for, we had the name before we actually had the band. The name, it just kind of, you know, evolved, and it set up a, an untypical type of, you know, immediate vibe as far as you couldn't pinpoint it one way or another. It, you know, aroused interest and didn't really take you too far in one direction, so we thought the name, ambiguous, is the word I'm looking for here. But we had the name before we had the band, and we just knew that with a name like that, we had to create a sound that went along with it.
How did you guys come up with the concepts of masks and makeup?
Boy, you know, I think the concept of the mask and the makeup, it just constantly evolves. I think it's been changing the whole time. I think we knew we wanted to do something different. We wanted to do something a little bit on the edge and theatrical. But as far as coming up with it, it's like I said, it's constantly evolving, constantly changing, so we're still working on it.
At the beginning, we actually did it out of necessity almost, because we were in other projects and we're starting a new band that we didn't really want people to know too much about. We wanted to keep a lot of it a mystery, so that's why we used mask, alias, things like that, so people wouldn't know, you know, us based on our prior work, I guess, was basically the motivation behind a lot of that, and wanting to put on a good show.
The name of your disc is XX or double X. What does this mean or symbolize?
XX, double X, I've heard them call it 20. You know, that's another one of those things where, you know, it's up to the listener, or, you know, it's up to each individual person as far as how you see it and what you get out of it. I think our music kind of comes across the same way. We don't really push too far in one direction. The X's kind of symbolize part of the look, and yeah, you know, it kind of all came about. You know, like I said, everyone's got their own personal thing with the XX or the double X or the 20. There's no way to get it wrong, man. So you know, it's one of those things that kind of symbolizes more than a title.
What is the inspiration for your lyrics?
Well, I guess everything is pretty much inspiration for lyrics. Just life itself is inspiration for lyrics. The tricky part with lyrics is to not just come outright out and say what you're trying to say, you know, because then it kind of becomes dated or just one-dimensional. So I think what we try to do with the lyrics is kind of make them a little more riddle-like and make them, you know, a little more vague, so that they could kind of change with whatever a person happens to be going through in their life, you know, because you could go through a lot of different shit and the same song could get you through it if it's written the right way. And I think that's kind of the approach. We just are looking kind of to dig a little deeper and have the songs just kind of be able to mold themselves to whatever you happen to be going through.
The next question here is, what is the live show like?
It's off the hook, man.
The Muppets on crack.
Yeah,
I think.
It's killer, man. High energy, man. High energy the whole time. You know, it does kind of go up and down. It's not really just, you know, full bore on the whole time, but, you know, it's like a good roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
Energy is a big part of it. You know, we just try and get up there and just leave everything you have on stage. You know, just if you get off stage and be sore and sweating and hopefully bleeding from somewhere, then you could say, hey, okay, I gave it everything, you know, and then it's a good show. That's all you could really hope to do, you know. That's our job. That's our job in a nutshell.
How long has the band been together?
It's been about 9 years, 8. It's like officially we were a band officially in '93, but like the skeleton of the band began in '92, I believe it was. Yeah. So it's been a while. Yeah. It's been a long road.
Yeah. What drives you to create intense emotional music?
I think everything does. Art does. Like when you see a good movie, or look at a killer piece of art, or listen to a great album. I think, and just to be a part of that, you know, in the grand scheme of it, you know, just as being an artist it's a flattering position to be in, and I think that, you know, you should, if you do anything less than take advantage of it, you're a fool, you know. So we're just trying to leave something behind that, you know, someone could maybe look at the way we look at some of the albums we look up to, you know, just trying to carry the torch, you know, and that's all you could really hope to do.
Let's talk about the Solitaire Unraveling video. What is the concept of it?
I think the concept, there's a couple concepts in it. First of all, it came from a twisted mind that happened to understand us. His name's Dean Carr, and he's a great director, and he comes up with some really cool things, a very talented guy. So a lot of that is definitely due to him, but the reason we chose him was because he had such vision with it, and then he did understand the band and kind of where we were coming from.
You want to not...
But I think basically the way he saw the song was basically as the evolution of life, you know, and it starts with a small child and ends with an older man, and kind of all the struggles and cycles he goes through, and just him trying to come to terms with his own demons and just his inner self, you know. And I think it's just about that. It's just a big look in the mirror is what the song is basically about, and I think that's where he tried to take the video too. So.
Sweet. I dig the signs to nowhere on there.
Yeah.
I have one of those in my house.
You always see steps to nowhere. If you ever see steps out somewhere and there's no building there, kind of reminds me of that.
Right.
What do you feel that you're trying to accomplish with your music?
I think first and foremost, we're definitely trying to entertain people, you know, but at the same time, I think we're just trying to, you know, like I said earlier about, you know, the way we feel about other bands' music, you know, just give people hope or inspire people, inspire someone to start a band, or inspire someone to fucking say, hey, maybe shit isn't as bad as I thought it was. Look at these guys. They relate to me. I relate to them, whatever. You know, just that's all it's really about, is just identifying with each other, you know. That's what art is about, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a general release, too. You know, there's shit we just got to get out and have to say. And
right.
That's why
and it's therapeutic to us, and then to some kids that listen to it, it might be therapeutic to them because maybe they're going through the same thing, you know. And that, like I said, it's just all about relating, you know, as human beings first and foremost. And just, you know, if you could identify with your audience or they can identify with you, I mean, that's the goal of any band, I think.
Sure. Mushroomhead developed its sound and show in Cleveland, Ohio, the birthplace of Nine Inch Nails. Did Nine Inch Nails and the music scene around them influence your band?
No. Not at all, no. Nothing against Nine Inch Nails. Actually, believe it or not, Nine Inch Nails, although I think a lot of the guys are from Cleveland, they really didn't establish themselves in Cleveland. They got established in Chicago. So, and that was kind of the curse of Cleveland for a while. Like, there were a lot of big names that maybe came out of there that went elsewhere to succeed. You know, there was like Nine Inch Nails or Marilyn Manson. There was who else was there? The singer from Stone Temple Pilots. A bunch of guys went on to do big things, but in other cities. You know what I mean? So, for us, we just kind of stuck with it there, and we're not going to deny that we're from Cleveland, or we're going to go elsewhere to try and do it. It was like, we're going to do it here on our terms, you know. And it's definitely an aggressive city, because it's like a you know, middle to lower class iron work town, you know. You got steel mills and car factories, and it's pretty blue collar, you know, and pretty extreme weather conditions as well. So all that plays into a really aggressive underground music scene. A lot of metal, hardcore, stuff like that. And we've always been proud to be a part of that. So we're never going to kind of turn our back on it. So yes, we're influenced by Cleveland, but not by Nine Inch Nails, because I don't think they are. Nothing against them. I think they're talented guys. But
at that time, a lot of people were doing the Nine Inch Nails kind of thing, and we were set out to do something completely different, and we're still doing something completely different than what's happening right now. So,
I agree. Canker Sore. This song's lyrics consist of a mere 6 lines. On the surface, they're nonsensical and don't seem to correspond with one another, or do they?
Yeah, I think they definitely do. Once again, it's getting back to what I was telling you about riddles in the lyrics, and they're definitely all riddles that do. They go together. It's kind of about relationships and about the way one views someone's self, and how they may place more importance on themselves than their supposed better half or other one. You know, it's a matter of reading into it and the way you interpret it. But it also changes with interpretation. So anyone can make whatever they want. If it's nonsensical, that's great. You know, anything to get a reaction. It makes sense to me though, but that could be my problem.
In the song The Wrist, Rito died by the hand of Solo. How did sci-fi movies influence your imagery and artwork?
I think with that line, what I was trying to do was just kind of just throw kind of like some type of little subtle clue, you know, a little piece of evidence out there that maybe only our generation would relate to. You know, you kind of like to have maybe your own language or anything like that, you know. But I was just trying to throw like a little clue out there that no one else would get, but people that are our age, people that saw those movies. You know what I mean? So it was just like something like that, just to once again identify with the listener. You know, so some people say it might be out of line or doesn't fit or it's not appropriate. But to me, it was just a little flag being waved saying, hey, you know, we're on the same team.
Yeah. Are there any UK or European artists or bands that you're fond of?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Radiohead, I think, is a great band. Also, Cradle of Filth, we'll say that for Tom. They're a great band from the UK.
You guys heard 1 Minute Silence?
No, actually, I haven't heard of that.
They're awesome. They're
Yeah?
from Ireland.
Oh, really?
They're fucking rocking, man.
Have to check that out.
Check it out. They're hardcore and they, you know, they fuse hip hop with it too.
Oh, really? Cool.
You toured in Europe for the first time. Are you guys anxious to get there, or is it just another tour for Mushroomhead?
Oh, we're definitely anxious. We've never been there. Actually, I think only one guy in the band has actually even been to Europe, and I think he went to Germany. So we're all definitely excited about going. And like being able to go and play the first show we play in Europe is in England with Ozzy. You know, it's like, that's a dream come true. You know, we all grew up with Ozzy, and you can't ask for a better introduction to Europe or England for that matter, you know, than going over there with that tour. So yeah, we're definitely excited about it. We're excited about, you know, checking out, you know, all the local people and definitely checking out the bars and everything going on over there. But definitely just being a part of the show is phenomenal. It's flattering to even just be associated with it. So we can't wait to get over there and play with all those great bands. It's going to be fantastic.
No, I can definitely imagine. It'll be a rush. Anything in particular that you would like to do or see while you're in Europe?
We'd probably like to do it all. I don't know how much time we're going to have, but there's possibly maybe hash bars in Amsterdam. No, I don't know. We're definitely going to just try and get out and mingle as much as we can with the people and just get out there and check it out, experience it. You know, that's what we try and do on the road whenever we can, is get out and just talk to the local people in whatever city, state, country you happen to be in. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's the best part about being in a band, is getting to see the world and meet all these different people and learn about their lifestyle and the way they do things, and it's really cool. So we definitely look forward to that. You know.
What music have you guys been enjoying lately, and are there any bands or albums that you have been really excited about?
Yeah, actually, a big album that we've been listening to is Isis. Celestial is a great album. Phantomos, the director's cut, is great. We listen to a lot of like Bjorks and PJ Harvey. We've been listening to Mindless Self-Indulgence.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of everything, you know. We like to listen to a lot of different styles of music. So,
Down to Sabbath.
yeah, the new Down's
On this
really
tour,
cool.
I'm trying to think of what we've been listening to. A lot of hip hop still.
Yeah, you guys
Yeah.
like Dilated People?
Haven't really checked them out too much. We're big Bone Thugs fans because we're from Cleveland, so you know, Bone Thugs and Harmony, we definitely like those
Oh,
guys.
yeah. Definitely, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They actually have a new album coming out in spring. So,
I'm
yeah,
looking forward to
we're
it.
plugging that. Check out buy the new Bone Thugs and Harmony album in spring.
You guys recorded a really cool song for the Scorpion King soundtrack called Along the Way. What's the song about?
Basically what happened with that is it was actually the first song we got to record for Universal, because the Double X record is a reissue. So we all were looking forward to working with them, so we're excited about the project, and they approached us with the Scorpion King song, and they gave us what is it, about a 90-second clip of the movie, kind of like a trailer for the movie, and just kind of gave us the basic story behind the movie. So we just tried to write something that would fit with like the time frame of the movie and kind of the plot as much as we could figure it out, because I mean, it was only like a trailer, you know, it's only a glimpse. So it's kind of like our version of what we thought the movie would be based on a 90-second clip we saw, I guess, is what the song's about.
Is The Rock now taking over as the world's greatest action hero?
He's the new Terminator, I think, man. He's the new Schwarzenegger. I think he's the guy. He's the go-to guy.
Yeah, boy.
He's got style.
Yeah, he's gonna be a robot now.
And he speaks English much better.
of the Rock, the imaginary world championship tag team wrestling match. Mushroomhead versus Slipknot. Who wins?
Vince McMahon. Yeah, Vince McMahon would. I'm sure Don King would probably have a piece of it too, though, or something like that. But definitely be McMahon.
Yeah, that's who wins that.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for me. You guys want to say something to Columbus there?
Hey, just thanks for your support. Thanks for checking out our band. Fellow Ohioans, I guess.
Keep it rocking.
Thanks.
Well, this is Let the Revolution Begin.
Let it begin now.
Let it begin.
Starting now.
Peace.